Alright, hey guys. So it was a waste of time with that other Xbox. Um, Hopefully it doesn't fucking move on me. Oops. Just trying to set the tripod up once again. I don't think that's going anywhere now. That's on there pretty tight. But it doesn't break. Oh, fuck off, you stupid stand. Stand makes me mad sometimes. Hopefully that works. Alright, guys. How's everybody doing today? Hey, for right away starters, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're gonna make the last video this cleaning this up. It was a total write-off trying to take the screws out of that other Xbox because one of the screws was stripped out and it was around the GPU heatsink. So I couldn't take the board out. So we're just gonna use this crappy CPU heatsink and this other heatsink here. So I'm just gonna give it just a quick wipe down because I don't want to keep the video too long. Yeah, it can make anyone upset when your tablet keeps moving on you and you're trying to keep it in the exact position you want it. And that's what's happening there. So anyway, so now it's nice and clean. Try to get these heat sinks perfect, and hopefully when I'm 100% done, assembling the screws, and hopefully the screwdriver that I need isn't fully stripped out, because it's nice and clean. Okay, alright. After that entire waste of time trying to take all those screws out to get that nice heatsink, let's get this dealt with. Let's get this fixed so I can start playing games. Because now I can't play anything because the other console has all the screws laying in where the board is and all the stuff piled up in there because I didn't even feel like reassembling that because I had enough of wasting my time on that one Xbox at the moment until I can get that screw out, which is going to be the hard part because it's stripped out so horribly bad that I think I might even have to drill out that one screw. We're going to add the perfect amount of CPU grease. Pretty much is the last grease that I have out of this tube. Oops. I hope my tablet doesn't move again because I'm just trying to squeeze out as much of this CPU grease as I possibly in this okay. So I got a good amount of CPU grease for the GPU and the CPU. Let me get this off. So this is this CPU grease I'm talking about, the unique stuff. This is exactly what it looks like. Okay. So now, what you want to do is very gently take your tool here and just, cover the entire mirror. Not that the CPU hasn't been already completely destroyed, because it has. But even sometimes a destroyed CPU can show some signs of operational. It can still work. It just means if the CPU is destroyed like this, it just means you can't most of the time do the easy way to reset it, because it's resets too quickly and doesn't have time to heat up. I'm hoping this one, after I put the amount of CPU grease in that I am about to have finished, spreading all the grease into the right exact positions. So just make sure that so I got a good amount of grease on the CPU now. Now we gotta do the same exact idea for our GPU. With a good, perfect amount of coating around all the core mirror. Be careful with the core mirror. You don't want to, damage or chip the glass or anything like that, because then you will have a definite paperweight console that's only good for parts until you get a new GPU or a CPU replacement, depending on which mirror you damage. So we got a nice amount of CPU compound. Thermal paste. Or CPU grease is the proper way of saying it. For the GPU now, it's time for the outer core mirror on the GPU to get, which is your smaller mirror. It's time for me to put a bunch of grease on that. I mean, that looks. It's looking pretty. Okay, it's looking pretty good now. There's enough grease on there that where this Xbox, if it's gonna run quiet, this is gonna make it run quiet. But I mean, this CPU heatsink is just rubbish, but if it's gonna run quiet, this should do the trick. So as you can see, I have a perfect amount of CPU grease now on there. So if it's gonna run quiet, that should do the trick. And like before, you could hear the glass moving around on there. Can't hear it anymore because I have the exact amount of grease that we actually need in this Xbox console. Hopefully. There we go, there's one of the claws in place. There's the other claws. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a wiggle like that. So it's in place now. There we go. So now we got our CPU, which is this cheap, crappy CPU heatsink. You have the CPU heatsink on, but at least it works. So the main thing is that it's gonna work. So what I like to do is I hold the heatsink claws and I'll move it back and forth. That helps spread the grease. And then, just give it a gentle wiggle back and forth like this a little bit. Then I hold it evenly. Take my claws for my X clamps. Oh, it drops straight down, so it didn't harm anything. That one in place. All right. There. Okay. There's one of the clamps in place, and now wow, that's intense, man. Goodness. Oh wow, that's trying to that's in there tight. I wonder if I can manage to. Oh, yes. Holy moly. So right now I can press this one in, that's good. That one, press. And the last one doesn't really press, but it's locked in really nice and solid. So what I'll do is I'll just wiggle this again, go like that a little bit, and that'll reconnect all the that'll put all the grease where we need it. It'll help it spread. So now, there we go. It's locked in place. That's in place. So, I'm not going to plug in the fan quite yet. But what I am going to do is try and see if my screwdriver is destroyed, the bit, or if I can actually thread all these X-clamp heatsink screws back in right away here. I'm hoping it's not stripped right out. I hope I can at least thread them in almost perfectly. Even if they're not threaded in super tight, they just need to be threaded in. Just like that. That's even tight enough. Like I got it to where I can thread it really any farther. I'm really hoping this console works, you guys. Okay, see that was a slip. Screwdriver bit was slipping. The screwdriver bit's stripped right out. And this is a Torx 8 one too. We really need this bit. Now I'm not sure if it's gonna work or if it's gonna red ring still. We can try it. Hopefully it works. Like the last time, we're only plugging in our power cable and TV cable. That way with the TV cable plugged in, it can't time out. We're gonna turn the TV on because the last time we did this, with just from the cleaning and putting the grease on, a little bit that was left on there and just like redoing that tiny bit, the console was able to boot and reset, and it lasted for quite a long time, an entire day before it red ringed once again. So, and this was an error code 0001. And most of those are the power supply, but in this one's case, it was because the CPU wasn't sitting properly on the board fully because of a few defective solder balls underneath. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reset it, and hopefully it lets me reset it, and then that'll reseat all those solder balls back into place and heals all the solder again. That's the same idea with the VideoRAM, the video sound processor, the video processor, and the other chips. They seat back down when it's reset, so all of those will be doing that, not just a few of them. So luckily I was able to put all these black screws back in. So now we're gonna do the go ahead on, I'll make a separate video on the Halo 3 Xbox, taking it apart. And we'll see if we can get that one to function. Hopefully we can. That one has a error code 0110, which is the video RAM underneath the board. And that one I had apart a couple times to try to fix it, and those 2 times didn't really work. All I did, because they didn't work after that, I just cleaned everything up so it'd be nice and clean for next time when I open it up. So yeah, the exciting moments of when Xboxes don't work anymore, and sometimes all they're good for is parts, which is fine because I can totally use it for parts. Oh, the bit, this bit here's the T8 still works for certain of T8 screws that I've been threading in. Pretty good. It only slipped because I wasn't putting enough pressure. There. So now, whoop. Not do that too many times. I'm just gonna put in that the RF module faceplate. Here's what it looks like now. So I'll flip it up again on the other side. I'll take this bit out because it's stripped out, and we also need the T10 bit now to put our main board screws in for the logic board. Stops it from warping. So I'll thread them in like the last time, where I put them equally around before threading all of them in. That way the board stays nice and straight. So anyway, I'm just gonna put all these K-screws in. We're gonna reset the console, and then what I'll do is when we're gonna test it in the next video, I'll put the entire console back together after it's been reset, and we'll plug it in and see if it works. So in the next video, in part 4, or sorry, is this a part 2 or is this a part 4? Or is this part, because there's I'm trying to think if this is a part 3 or part 2. I'll have to look into it. If this is part 3, then I'll make a part 4, but if this is part 2, then I'll make a part 3, okay? I'm pretty sure this one that I'm videoing now is part 3, but I'll look into it. But anyway, on the next video after this, the console will be fully assembled. And then together we will see if it actually boots up and works. There's a chance this might actually turn on green right now, because so what we don't need yet is a fan trap. I actually made the mistake of putting this piece on the faceplate for the RF module because we need to be able to turn it on. So I'll get a hold of you guys here and we'll test out this Xbox by resetting it. Alright guys, I'm going to switch the camera around the other way. So here's the Xbox. Oops, sorry about that. So here's a console. So, okay. So you guys will hear this. Here's the power supply. So, as you guys will hear, it'll lock in. It's locked in there. That's as far as it'll go. Here's the AV component cable. It's on TV right now, which is perfect. So, come on. So right now it's all plugged in. The hard drive's right there. It's not plugged into it. It's just a board. The fans right there is not plugged in. And try to have the connector like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this thing actually turns on. Well, remember before how we turn it on and right away red ring? It's not doing that anymore. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's actually turning on again. What do you know? Look at this, guys. It actually turned on. So I don't have the hard drive hooked up right now. We'll see how much longer it stays alive for. Remember last time, another video, it didn't stay on for long. Whoa. What you're seeing in this video on the camera right there, that's not in real life. That's only on the camera. When I look at the screen of the TV, it's nice and clear. Okay? So there's the Xbox. You know, showing the beautiful green light. Now it's heating up. Now, like I said, it usually takes about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for this thing to reset and get the 2 red rings and do the final shutdown stage. I'm making sure that you guys can see the power supply. The power supply light is nice and green. Before it wasn't turning green, it was staying on standby. So our CPU's alive again, you guys. And this is a little bit longer than it's been staying on a little bit longer than last time when it got the 3 red lights of death, or sorry, the 2 red rings for the final shutdown stage. It pretty much got the 2 red rings right away. This is actually staying on a lot longer, which is a good sign. That means the CPU is actually connecting and melting to the heatsink like it should, because you want the heatsinks to melt down to the GPU and the CPU, so it makes a perfect connection. And that's exactly what it's doing right now. It's making that good connection. So I mean, we'll see how long this takes. Oh, there we go. It finally did it. There we go. So as you guys can see, the power supply is still green. So it's still resetting. So it's just doing the final shutdown stage right now. And when the standby light on the power supply turns orange, that's when I shut it off, unplug everything, and just let it sit. And I'm gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes to a half hour, and that's when I'll put everything back together, and then I'll make the next video and That's where you guys can see it boot up and work and properly function. So that was a lot longer than the last time it 2-red ringed, because it was pretty much almost right away. So it should go to standby mode pretty quick here. Shouldn't take very long. Because right now it's like just doing the final shutdown stage of the full reset. And if you're fixing your Xbox and you unplug it while it's still doing the final shutdown, then you're not letting it fully reset, and it might work for a short period of time, and then but there's a chance that when you do that and unplug it like that, before it has a chance to go into standby mode and fully shut down like that, that it's going to red ring almost right away because it hasn't had a chance like that. There you go. See, it just went from green to standby mode. So this is where I touch it like that, it turns off. This is where I take my power supply, unplug it here, unplug that, and this is where I don't touch this Xbox for 20 to 30 minutes. Let it fully cool down to the touch. I'll make the next video. In the next video, the Xbox will be fully assembled. You guys have a nice evening, and I'll see you soon.